Have you gone absolutely insane? No. You know what happens if they desecrate the shrine world. They're going to turn all that faith into profane warp energy. And then they summon demons. Once that happens, once they infect this system, we are not going to be operating anywhere near here. You know how bad demonic invasions can be for piracy. You sure you can't just give a pep talk to the locals? Oh, get them all ginned up to be martyrs to our Lady of something or other. You think a bunch of zealous menials can stand up to a Chaos Space Marine warband and their hordes of screaming cultists? Oh, we don't know that they have screaming hordes. Kazazel, they always have screaming hordes. Fine. Let's do this, and let's do this smart. What exactly is your plan? The spiritual center of Santissima is the continent of Espada Santa. The largest, most sacred site is La Basilica del Emperador, a several-kilometer-high structure whose catacombs run just as far underground. The most revered members and servants of House Xavier are interred there. How do you know all this? We've only ever been to the spaceport. A random pilgrim shoved a tourism pamphlet in my face, and I forgot to throw it away. I ended up reading it out of curiosity. Well, the hand of the Emperor moves in mysterious ways, I suppose. So, you think they'll do a crude blood ritual or something in that place? It's by far the largest cathedral on this planet. I think it's our best bet. And if this guess is wrong, then I think we cut our losses, leave the system, and find some other place to loot. And how exactly are we going to defeat Chaos-enhanced super soldiers? Well, I think we start by activating the ship's night shields, fly in low and undetected, and then we melt-a-bomb the Basilica into molten slag and rockcrete. Then, if we have to, we enter the catacombs and clear them out. Just clear them out. However many Cornates and cultists there are, we just go in and kill them. No, we can't just kill them. Whatever they're doing, wholesale slaughter probably plays into their sick ritual. No blood, no skulls. So, we purge the old-fashioned way, with fire. Melters, flamers, plasma weapons, those Gauss rifles you picked up. We spill no blood, and we vaporize every skull. I think those nuns rubbed off on you a bit more than you're willing to admit, my dear. I paid attention to all the lessons about killing and how to fight the monsters of this galaxy. I just wasn't about to spend all my time in perpetual prayer until I inevitably became a martyr. Fair enough. But what about the ones? You know, the ones pulling the strings who wiped the cogitators on the space station. Well, we can't exactly plan for what we don't know. Just assume something's going to go wrong at some point, I guess. Ugh, by the muses, the heroism of this job makes me positively sick. The crew of the Obeziana was abuzz with activity as you approached the planet Santissima with an ancient space marine cruiser in orbit. It was twisted and hellish in appearance, and it radiated a profane energy as it rained fire on the void-shielded spaceport. You hope you made the right choice. You hope that the bombardment and assault on the spaceport was just a distraction, while the Basilica was the real target. Dropping smoothly into the upper atmosphere, the Drukhari vessel soared over the countless steeples and saintly statues, no doubt built by the myriad enslaved xenospecies that populated the system. You could only see little specks below moving about as you draw closer to your target, the enormous Basilica del Emperador. Fires are spreading across the landscape as you see more and more evidence of violence in the streets, as murderous cultists clash with religious zealots in the areas surrounding the enormous edifice. The skies were mostly clear of combatants, and in all voidcraft in the system seem to be mostly occupied with the assault on the spaceport. You have never seen anything like the Basilica. The sheer size was difficult for your brain to grasp, as for most of your life you've spent it in the depths of a hive or prison. To see something so large from the surface, it was awe-inspiring as the light of the blood-red sun cast its last rays on the shining gold statue of Sanguinius at the highest terrace of the cathedral. Wings spread, and sword held aloft in defiance of all the carnage surrounding it. Anthrax, are you picking up any warp activity within the Basilica?
Yes, I am picking up psychic emanations gradually increasing in energy levels from within a structure. It is not powerful enough to be a stable warp portal, but there is definitely something happening inside.
Lovely, Anthrax. Would you be a darling and melt that eyesore?
Locking on and firing all weapons!
You had never seen the capabilities of the Obeziana, but the reckless use of Xenos and heretical technology was truly something awesome to behold. The initial barrage sent bunker-buster void mines burrowing deep into the heart of the Basilica. The devastating implosions targeted the strongest structural points of the cathedral. Then came the missiles and the melter bombs. Within mere moments, the shining golden statue of Sanguinius was rapidly twisted and sagged as it was melted into a pool of shimmering gold that began to run down the sides of the basilica. Smoke and ash and dust began to billow out from the windows as the stained glass shattered and the entire structure shuddered. Your mind struggled to understand what you were seeing. It was simply too large. It was like watching a mountain collapse in on itself. The Obeziana did not stop its barrage until the basilica slowly fell in on itself, sending up a tremendous plume of smoke and dust. You couldn't help but feel a little awestruck after watching the work of countless menials and artisans. Hundreds of years of construction, all gone in just a few moments. You feel a hand on your shoulder. It was Teresa. Come on, newbie. It's time to get to the shuttles. Pick your party. We're all taking different entry points into the catacombs and meeting up at the sepulchre of the sacred martyr. Keep the big uglies at range and use your cover. If we stop this thing, we will have free rein to plunder to our heart's content. Now, it is once again time to choose your destiny. Who will you join on this strike to cleanse the catacombs of demonic taint? Do you want to travel with Book and his beastmen? Do you want to join Teresa and the other Skola dropouts that she has following her? Do you wish to join Anthrax and his heavy weapon servitors? Do you wish to join Kazazel and his hand-selected group of murderers? Do you have some other plan that you would like to enact? You can comment below and help shape the narrative if your comment gets enough likes. And you can also vote on the poll in the community tab. No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to this week's episode of Kazazel's Merry Marauders. If you enjoyed what you heard, please leave a like and comment to ensure that you will not be utterly annihilated by low-orbit bombardment due to demonic taint. If you are not yet subscribed, please do so, as that will enable you to hear more stories about destroying sacred sites in order to safely loot the surrounding countryside. If you would like to support me, you can do so by supporting me on PayPal or Patreon. Both of those links will be in the description below. And if you are very confused as to what's going on, you can also click on the link to the playlist, which should be appearing on screen right now. Thank you all very much. No Man out.